Next up at UFC Vegas 77, we have a couple of heavyweights here. We got Walt Harris taking on Josh Parisian. Actually, there were no heavyweights on the UFC 290 card either, huh?
That's why it's such a good card.
Yeah, we haven't had heavyweights in a while.
I'm so sick of heavyweight fights. Jesus
well,
Christ.
This one's going to be a much better one because we have Walt Harris coming back after 2 years away, 13-10 overall, taking on Josh Parisian, 15-6. He's 2-3 in his last 5. He is alternating wins and losses. Walt Harris, he's coming back after a 3-fight losing streak and 2 full years away. He's a feast or famine guy. He's got insane power. He's insanely athletic. He's going to beat most of the guys on any given night. He's very athletic. So he's going to be fast. He's going to be powerful. He's going to be in your face. The problem is his durability. And it's going to get questioned. His takedown defense is actually solid at 70%, but he has been taken down by some of the better guys in the division. I believe he was in that John Jones training camp with some of the other sort of monster heavyweights out there.
One of his boys.
He's taking on Josh Parisian. Josh Parisian's sort of a lunch pail striker. He's just going to come forward, ton of output, not a lot of power. The volume does come at a cost, though, because he'll get tired. He'll start to slow down, and even the power he didn't have will diminish just a little bit. I actually say he doesn't have a lot of power. I called Parker Porter the last time I broke down Josh Parisian, and I said, does he have power? Because Parker fought him. And Parker was like, everything he threw hurt. He's like, he definitely has power. So I guess maybe I'm not giving him enough credit because he is fighting high level. Big man. He's fighting high-level guys, so just the fact he didn't knock them all out doesn't really mean much. But anyway.
Call him a pussy.
When you compare these two, one of them is knocking people out with one punch, and the other one is not. So when I say he has no power, that's what I'm going by. Because Josh does have 10 knockouts under his belt, but he's not that one-punch knockout guy. He's volume. He'll work in a takedown or two. He is coming off that loss to Jamal Pogues, though, where he gave up 5 takedowns. I like Josh Parisian in this fight, and no offense to Walt Harris, but 2 years away and 3 losses in a row. Granted, those are quality losses before the layoff. They're all to like high-level people. But that's a long, long layoff. He's coming back. Josh Parisian's a tough guy. He's got a chin on him. He's not the guy that you're just going to blitz in, knock him out in the first 30 seconds and be done. So I think Josh will weather an early storm and then grind out a win here. So I think Josh will get it done, but I agree with your don't bet on heavyweights rule.
Yeah, and I almost honestly bet on this fight because I for some reason, I feel good about Walt Harris this week. And I understand, and what Josh Parisian, if he's going to win the fight, is going to be exactly what you said. He's going to weather the storm. He's going to survive, just like Marcin did in that last Walt Harris fight. I mean, Walt Harris was beating the absolute fuck out of Marcin Taboria in that fight, and then got too aggressive, got taken down. And you've seen Walt Harris time and time again in those same situations. He's having success, and then he gets a little too aggressive. He gets taken down, he gets beaten up, and he gets tired, and then he ends up getting beat. But the biggest thing that I saw, and maybe this is too specific, and maybe I'm looking into it too much in this fight, but what I saw is Josh
Jesus
fought.
Christ, restart. You all right?
I'm just talking, man. I'm just passionate. It's just fucking passion. When Josh fought Jamal in his last fight, there was a lot of times where Jamal was getting that left head kick up. And I mean, he was putting his hands up and he was blocking that. But one of Walt Harris's best shots is that head kick. He will snap that head kick much faster than Jamal with much more power, and he hurts people with it. And maybe it's just the 1 + 1 = 2, and but I think that Walt Harris is going to come in, land those big power shots, get him moving backwards, moving side to side, and land that big head kick that hurts people time and time again, and he's going to finish this fight. I believe in Walt Harris. I believe in his power. I think he's going to come in against a durable guy, make a statement, and have a big win for him. I think he gets it done.
Well, and another 2 years an issue situation, right? Because 2 years, he can come back looking awful. Should have never come back. Quick payday. John Jones said, hey, I'll come back, give my friends some fights, right? That could have been it. Or it could have been he did this full camp with John Jones. It's the best he's ever felt. He's going to be in phenomenal shape. His hands are going to be great. Like, could be all the things. All the things. So, lots of questions here. I'm going to avoid it because of that. The layoff is what's a bit questionable, if you will, because, again, we don't know what we're going to see. Maybe at weigh-ins, if Walt Harris comes out looking phenomenal at weigh-ins, then it's like, all right, that John Jones training camp, like, that did him some good. So $8,900 in DraftKings, $7,300 in DraftKings. Listen, if you think, first of all, I wouldn't throw either one of them in a cash game. But if you think Walt Harris is going to get that early knockout, then $8,900 is well worth it on a weird card like this. If you think Josh Parisian's going to weather a storm and grind out a win, he might not be worth the 7,300. I got to look at his scoring because I don't know what he'll score because I don't think he'll finish Walt. Like Walt has been finished, obviously, but by pretty dangerous guys. So I'll look a little closer in that DraftKings video. I'll break it down a little better after doing some research. We'll see what happens there. But this actually could be one of the more fun heavyweight fights. Walt Harris has never been in a boring fight, so we don't have to worry about that. And Josh Parisian with Parker Porter set the heavyweight striking record. So we know he's going to come forward and throw a bunch of strikes as well. So it actually should be a pretty fun heavyweight fight. Become a premium member at WeWantPicks.com. It's only $10 a month, and you'll have everything you have ever needed to be successful betting fights, playing DraftKings.